Today, I'm gonna rank every single gun in Call of Duty Mobile, based purely off how good they are right now. We're gonna start with secondaries and move our way up the whole way to assault rifles, covering every single one. First, it's the pistols. Yeah, I would never use the nail gun. The Dober's a little bit better, but the L-Car just got that buff and is actually extremely good right now. Unfortunately, the days of the shorty being on top have long passed.
Damn. What?
And the goofiness of the crossbow didn't last.
And a hit marker to go with it. Rip, and then I died to him.
The Renetti up next. There's no strong place to put it. And since the 50 GS isn't on top anymore, What? I'm gonna have to put it down here. The MW11's not getting away with this one. Don't worry. It's also bad. But the D13 sector does have some specific use cases inside of Search and Destroy. So I'm thinking I honestly might put it below the L-Car. It's very particular on where you can actually use that thing. But if you look at the spots that I'm showing you right now, you can see that it's very viable in Search and Destroy. So I just feel like that B place might be good. But if you want to try something crazy, download Call of Duty Mobile in the link at the top of the description down below, as they sponsored today's video and the game is amazing. Machine pistol, I'm gonna put it in at the best secondary currently in the game. We've also got the thumper here as well, but this thing's kind of lame. What the and then the SMRS, nowadays I don't really use anymore. Back in season 1 2019, this thing was the go-to secondary, but I'll put it right here. The FHJ launcher I have to put into B because you can get so much value off of this. You get 2 shots. If you shoot a wraps, you get the entire wraps back if you're using that perk. It is amazing. J358 is just a worse 50 GS, so we'll put it here. Now we're on to the Marksmans. The M1 Grand is actually really good. I'm gonna put it in B. It could even be on A. I'll wait for that judgment. Type 63 goes straight into A. Easy peasy choice right there.
Nah, bro. This thing is amazing.
The MK2, on the other hand, I don't like as much, and I know some people are gonna say, oh, but it shoots fast, or oh, it aims down fast. Oh, that does not make it a good gun. You're gonna get so many hit markers with this thing, so bottom D for sure. SPR, I would say into C, maybe top D. I'll go top D for now. SKS, this is gonna be our first S tier weapon at the tippity top of the mountain. Currently based off this, it's the best weapon in the game. We'll see. It stays that way though. And the Kilo, I'm gonna put underneath the MK2. Next up, we have shotguns. Going into the Argus, which is a shotgun that's basically a marksman rifle. This is actually a ton of fun to use. You can cross-map people with this one shot, but I will admit, I think the SPR is better than it. You know what? It's just better at getting clips that look cool. The Argus is actually a better weapon. Jack 12, we're talking about multiplayer here. This is not good in my opinion at all. I'm gonna put it in between the MK2 and the Kilo. But the R9, I believe this is top A tier or an S tier weapon. I'll put it right behind the SKS for now. Echo is F. That was an easy choice. KRM's pretty decent. It would actually be one of the best, and I'm gonna put it right alongside the Type 63. It's a great weapon for all of the clippers that you see online, but it's also just a really good solid choice, especially in a map like Nuketown or Summit.
Just beautiful.
Striker, on the other hand, F.
Dude, it's so trash.
Edge S0405 is not good in multiplayer. I'm giving this a D. The Buy 15's a little better, but not by much. I'll plop it into just above the Shorty and Dobra. HS2126 is also going to go into D. And we've got the Rogue. I just don't like this at all. This was a wasted gun for a season. It didn't do anything for us in terms of changing up the game, so it's terrible. However, now we're on to the SMGs. And of course, we have that brand new VMP, which I think because of its time to kill is definitely top tier A status. Whether or not it's one of the best guns in the game to be an S tier is up for debate, but I'm sure next time I do this or in the next top 10 guns video, I will know for certain where I want to place the VMP. For now, after the short time I've had with it, it's definitely A. Fortnite's not bad. I'll put it in C. DKS again, not too bad. It goes into C. Arrow is terrible. That's an F. Actually, I guess it would go here. HG40, not very good. It's had a couple of buffs recently, but it just still isn't picking up at the pace. MSMC is quite similar to that. This got a massive buff this season, and it is a little bit better, but the buy 15s just knocks it out, so we'll put it below that. PDW, this is S tier. I know that some people who don't really grind with this won't understand why this is S tier, because it feels like your everyday SMG, but it's your everyday SMG turn up a notch. Just a little bit better in every single way, which when you combine them all, makes it really good. Razorback, it used to be similar to the PDW, but I'm thinking here. Chickum, this isn't good at all, so we'll put it there. ISO, terrible. I'll put it bottom of D. OTS 9, it's a couple ahead of the ISO. Not by much. The Lapa as well goes here. Ooh, the Switchblade on the other hand. This is actually one I love to use.
There it is, broski.
And I am gonna go ahead and put this into B right here. RES 79, it's gotta be below the Lapa. KSP, after using it just before the buff, I hated it, but it did just get buffed recently, so I'll put it right there. Mac 10, this is terrible. It has great fire rate, super good damage per second, but the recoil is just so hard, makes it completely not versatile at all. But would I use it over that buffed KSP? No, I don't think I would, no. PPSH, I actually really enjoy using this. I like it a lot. It's a free D tier. CBR, this thing's amazing. It's really underrated right now. I'm gonna put it in top of C. MX9 just got a buff as well. I'm gonna actually put this in the bottom of C. Bison has always been a trusty, faithful, big magged SMG, and I feel like it's still that today, so I'm actually gonna put this above the Corday. GXR didn't like using this. It hasn't been touched in forever. I'm going to put it right behind the Lapa. However, the AGR is just borderline terrible. That's gonna go down right into the slot of bottom D. The Finnick, on the other hand, is actually pretty good. I'll put it just below the CBR. PQ9, I love this. It's amazing. I'm gonna put this just below the CBR as well, but above the Finnick. And then the USS 9, of course, we'll put it in there at S tier, right alongside those other three weapons. Tech 9, we don't need to talk about this one. CX9 is actually very good, but just not versatile. So I'm gonna plop it in at C. You know what? I've realized that I have really good guns in at C, and they need to go up to B. So we're gonna go like this and make sure all of them are up there. Now that makes more sense in my opinion, having all of those moved up into the B category. Striker, terrible. We'll wing it into D. Now we're moving into LMGs. Dingo, D for Dingo. It makes perfect sense as well. PKM's actually not that bad.
Oh, damn.
I'm gonna wing this at bottom C. And the Hades, also not too terrible. I'll put it right here. The Holger's actually fairly decent. I will place that above the Cordite. Chopper as well, not too bad at the minute. It got a series of buffs recently over the last year, and I'll put it just below that PKM. Now I feel like this list is really starting to get into a good place, especially since I moved those guns up to the category of B. There wasn't really anything in there before, and to be honest, I feel like I might even move the M1 into low A, the CBR above the Switchblade, and also into low A, but D is just filled with trash. So we'll put the ISO down there, the OTS down into F, the AGR into F, and now we're looking a little bit more spread out. M4LMG, however, is also gonna go into D. RPD again, another D. Oh dear. Actually, it's better than the Pharaoh. You know what? Yeah, it deserves to be above the. Yeah. UL, I like more. RAL LMG, not really a fan of this bad boy, so we'll stick him there. MG42 is really good. It's not S tier anymore, I wouldn't say, but it is A tier at least. I'm gonna place it there. The Bruin, on the other hand, is just so bad. Nobody ever used this after it was released. You know what? It's so bad, I'm putting it in an F. Also, the RES is so bad as well. I'm putting you in F too. What was I thinking putting that there? Keep in mind, the pistols that are in D or above are rated because they're in a separate category, a separate gun slot. They punch a little bit higher because you don't need to use overkill to put them on. Whereas with this S36, you definitely would if you wanted to have a secondary primary weapon, and it's pretty bad at the minute, so there you go, buddy. Now on to snipers. SVD is still phenomenal. I'm actually gonna put this very high up into B. Tech, it's not one of the best snipers in the game. I'm sorry, it just takes too long. It just is not versatile. It feels lovely, but doesn't do enough of a good job to really warrant it being super high up in the list. So I'll put it in just above the Dobra. Outlaw's the same thing. Too many hit markers with this. It's not good anymore. Don't try and justify it. I don't care if you think that the Outlaw is good, because it's not. You cannot get consistent one-shot hit kills with this. Bang. NA-45, bottom F. We all know what happened to that gun after it got nerfed. It never rose from the ashes again. Locust, on the other hand, is still pretty decent today. I would put it bottom B. The LQ is going to be a little bit higher than that. I'm going to actually put this into A, whereas the EBR is not good at all. We'll put bottom D. Arctic 50, again, a little bit higher than the EBR. The XPR is actually fairly decent. I'm going to put this right alongside the SPR at the top of D for now. Tundra, of course, goes straight into that S tier category. We now have 5 different S tier weapons. Will there be more though? I'm not sure. HDR is actually decent. Bottom C for it. And the ZRG is just a worse HDR. So we'll put it right above the Rytec. Koshka, on the other hand, is similar to the Locust. We're going to put it over on B. Finally, we're going into ARs. ICR's up first. It's not too bad, but it's not very good. LK24 is also not terrible, but we'll put it in D as well. I'm gonna move the XPR up to top C along with the SPR as well. And you know what? LK24 can get in there too. Quick look and a refresher at everything that we've got placed so far to see if some of the things need moved. For now, I'm good to keep them where they are. DK at 57, it's terrible. We'll plop it in front of the QXR. M4, I mean, this deserves its own category because it's the first gun you ever get, but let's be honest, you're never gonna really want to use this, but we'll put it bottom D. ASM 10 got a recent buff in a Branson barrel, which actually makes it pretty viable, so this goes up a lot of slots compared to what it would have been last season. AK-47 also not too bad, but it's definitely not a meta gun that you would want to use, so I think top D will do it justice. Fargo's actually really decent. I'm gonna put this at bottom C. It does good damage per each shot, so you should definitely test it out. Along with the XM4, this is also a pretty decent gun. I am gonna plop it right in front at the top of C. Lag 53, it's just not for me, and it goes into D. BP50 got nerfed a load of times, but it's still at least a C category weapon, if not higher than that. So I'm gonna actually put this right above the XM4. You know what? We'll put it in B, and we'll place it just above the Finnick. AK-117, not really used inside of multiplayer, so kind of proves the point that it's not a meta weapon. I'm gonna also move up the UL to C. This is a big move. And checking over everything else, I think all of those deserve to be in D. They're just never used. Type 19's an amazing weapon. I'm gonna give this an S tier. You should definitely be using that. If I was to work them around in accurate order, I'm gonna put the PDW here. Type 19's probably gonna be there, and we'll move those around to be like that. Rosa, don't talk to me. I got number 1 in the game with that gun. It is terrible. The Grab 556, I think I also got number 1 in the game with this gun when it first released too. It's pretty decent. I like it a lot. It's not meta by any means, but it's up there. Also, I'm gonna actually drop down the 50 GS. I know it's a secondary and it's ranked in C because it is, but it's really not that good compared to these other things in the list. Also, the D13 sector will drop down a little bit here as well. Mech room, not for the FFAR because this is tragically bad. Same with the Maddox and that EM2, but for the Krieg 6. I'm gonna put this right up here, just ahead of the Argus. Odin, another fantastic S tier weapon. I'm gonna plop it in just in front of the SKS for overall. It's just so versatile compared to the SKS with the faster fire rate. The Kilo's also a pretty decent weapon. I would actually opt to put it in bottom B tier. And the Swordfish is just another one of those mid D tier kind of weapons. You might be able to get it up into C if you're really good with it, but it's not really good. M16, you got that full auto attachment on it. I'm still gonna put it top D tier. M13 though, this will go up here into C. We've also got the AMAX here. There's nothing really good about this gun at all. I think with the AS Val, it's just not worth it. FR is actually even worse. We'll put it top F. Peacekeeper, yeah, not up there, unfortunately. I'm gonna put the Branson Barrel ASM 10 at the bottom of C as well, actually. And then the Buy 15 too. This edge goes up there. I'm gonna put the Arctic up a little bit. Same with the EBR. They're not that bad to be at the bottom of D. We've got the DRH next, which I would say is a B tier weapon. And the HVK, I'm gonna put in A. I don't think it's an S tier weapon. HBR as well, definitely not an S tier weapon. It's gonna be in at that B middle pack where just so many guns go. It's, even the KN-44's in there as well. There's just nothing viable about those guns. Whereas the Matador, definitely another top of A range weapon. Even, you know what, Thermite Mag, it gives it an S tier for me. I think it's a phenomenal gun to use, especially in respawns. Actually, even in S&D, it's really good too. Overall, across the modes, I'll put it just behind the SKS and ahead of the Tundra. Then lastly, we have the Type 25, which did get get buffed and it's not that bad, I'm gonna put it in at C. And while that happens, I'm gonna take that GKS down and put it top of D. I just don't think it's worth it being in there.
The VMP would have stayed A until I started using it literally every single day of the month, and now I've come to the realization that it's right under the USS-9.
There is my finalized list. Let me know what you would change, and if I really don't like what you would change, I'm gonna reply to you in the comments and roast your ass. Subscribe.